Let's start with a simple fact. No one, and I mean no one, gets through life without facing challenges. Think about it. The greatest leaders, the most successful entrepreneurs, the happiest families, they've all had their share of storms. Maybe you're facing one right now. A job loss that's shaken your confidence. A dream that feels out of reach. A relationship that's tested your patience. Or maybe it's that quiet, nagging voice in your head telling you you're not good enough. I've been there too. We all have. But here's what separates those who crumble from those who conquer. Courage. Not the absence of fear, but the decision to move forward despite it. Let me take you back to a moment in my own life. Years ago, I had this big dream to teach, to inspire, to make a difference. But life didn't exactly roll out the red carpet. I was working a job I didn't love, barely making ends meet, and every time I tried to step toward that dream, something got in the way. One day, I pitched an idea to a group of people I admired, a chance to share my voice. And you know what happened? It turned me down flat. Said I didn't have the experience, the credentials, the polish. I walked out of that room feeling like the ground had been ripped out from under me. But as I sat there, replaying their words, something clicked. That rejection wasn't my finish line. It was my fuel. I decided right then and there that I wasn't going to let someone else's no define my yes. That's when Professor Ken, the version of me you see today, started to take shape. It wasn't easy, but it was worth it. And that's what I want you to hear. Your obstacles are the raw material for your success. Now, let's talk about the first step to conquering anything: perspective. How you see your obstacles determines how you'll overcome them. Too often, we look at a challenge and think, this is too big. I can't do this. But what if you flip the script? What if, instead of seeing a wall, you saw a ladder? What if, instead of a dead end, you saw a detour to something better? Every obstacle carries a lesson, a chance to grow stronger, smarter, more resilient. Take Thomas Edison. Over 1,000 failed attempts before he invented the light bulb. 1,000. Most people would have quit at 10. But he didn't see failure. He saw progress. He famously said, "I haven't failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That's the mindset of a conqueror. So ask yourself today, what's the lesson in your obstacle? How is it shaping you for something greater? But perspective alone isn't enough. You need courage, the fuel that turns vision into action. Courage isn't some superhero trait you're born with. It's a muscle you build one choice at a time. And here's how you start: small wins. You don't have to climb the whole mountain today. Just take the first step. Maybe that's waking up an hour earlier to work on your passion. Maybe it's saying no to something that's draining you so you can say yes to what lights you up. Maybe it's asking for help when you've been too proud to admit you need it. Each small act of bravery stacks up, and before you know it, you're not just facing obstacles, you're crushing them. Now, let's get practical. Some obstacles are external, things outside your control. A tough boss, a financial setback, a health scare. These can feel like giants, right? But even giants can fall. The key is strategy. Break it down. If it's money, start with a budget, even if it's tight. If it's a job, update your skills or network one person at a time. If it's your health, take one step toward wellness. Drink more water, walk around the block. You don't have to solve it all at once. Just chip away. I remember a friend of mine who lost everything in a business collapse. He didn't sit there feeling sorry for himself. He started over, one phone call at a time, rebuilding his network until he was back on top. That's courage in action, steady, relentless, unstoppable. But let's be real. Sometimes the hardest obstacles aren't out there. They're in here, point ahead. Doubt, fear, procrastination. That voice that says, "Who do you think you are to dream this big?" Oh, I know that voice well. It's loud, isn't it? But here's the secret. It's a liar. You silence it by proving it wrong. Not with words, but with action. Write that book, even if it's 1 page a day. Start that business, even if it's just a logo sketch. Run that mile, even if you're out of breath by the end. Every time you act despite the fear, that voice gets quieter and your courage gets louder. And here's something else I've learned. You don't have to conquer alone. Surround yourself with people who lift you up, friends, mentors, this incredible community right here on this channel. When I started this journey, I leaned on others who'd been where I was. They didn't fix my problems, but they reminded me I wasn't alone in facing them. So reach out, share your struggles, celebrate your wins. Together, we're stronger than any obstacle. So where does all this lead? To triumph. Not just the kind where you get a trophy or a paycheck, though those are nice, but the triumph of knowing who you've become. Every obstacle you overcome is a badge of honor, a story of resilience, a testament to your courage. You're not just surviving, you're thriving. And that's what I want for you. Not a life free of challenges, because that's impossible, but a life where no challenge can stop you. So here's my challenge to you today, my friends. Look at the obstacle in front of you right now. Name it. Stare it down. Then take one step, one brave, bold step to conquer it. You've got the perspective, you've got the courage, and you've got this community cheering you on. This is your moment. This is your road to triumph. I believe in you. Now go believe in yourself.